Imagine taking your car to the shop because, well, the motor died. And instead of taking days to tear the engine apart, the mechanic just fixes it in like 45 minutes.
Right, just using a forklift and a quick software patch.
Exactly. Yeah. Welcome to today's deep dive. We are exploring the really radical future of car ownership today. We're going to unpack the death of the traditional mechanic, the truth about the 20-year car, and leave you with some highly practical insights for navigating your next vehicle purchase.
It's a massive structural shift, honestly. I mean, we are completely rewriting what it actually means to maintain a vehicle.
Okay, so let's unpack this because rebuilding cylinder heads or, tweaking timing belts, that used to be a real physical art form.
And absolutely.
But now that artisanal mechanical craft is rapidly becoming an expensive luxury niche. It makes me wonder, are modern EVs basically just giant household appliances now? Or like laptops on wheels?
What's fascinating here is that the industry is leaning hard into that exact model. We're seeing a huge transition from traditional repair shops to what they call modular regeneration centers.
Wait, modular regeneration centers?
Yeah, so instead of spending a week diagnosing and rebuilding an engine block, future technicians will operate a lot more like IT hardware specialists.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They'll literally just drop the floor of the car and swap out an exhausted battery cell block for a new one in a matter of hours.
So if it's really that easy to just snap in new modules, what does that all mean for longevity? I mean, could one of these modular EVs realistically last a family for 20 years?
Well, pragmatically, 20 years in tech is a geological era. You have to think about the hardware for advanced driver assistance systems, or
Like
ADS.
your radar and lane keep cameras, right?
Right, that hardware will be completely obsolete. And then there's natural chemical degradation. Even highly durable LFP batteries, the lithium iron phosphate ones, they lose about 15 to 20% of their capacity over 10 years.
So they do degrade quite a bit, even the good ones.
Yeah, so a 10 to 12-year lifespan is highly efficient and low maintenance. But 20 years? That is a massive stretch.
But wait, even if the physical hardware survives 12 years, couldn't manufacturers just use software locks to prevent third-party modular repairs?
You mean like to force obsolescence?
Yeah, like digital rights management or DRM, where they lock a new battery to the car's computer so your local shop can't even install it and we're forced into buying new cars anyway.
That is a very real threat, actually. If a module is digitally locked, having a physical replacement means absolutely nothing.
So you're just stuck with a useless block of metal?
Pretty much. That's why policy is the biggest battleground right now. In Europe, the Right to Repair Framework and the Data Act actually mandate open onboard diagnostics.
That's the OBD port your mechanic plugs into.
Exactly. And more importantly, these laws force automakers to share decryption keys for these modules and offer fair pricing for digital keys. By guaranteeing independent shops can access the software, it prevents manufacturers from monopolizing repairs.
And keeps them from facing massive antitrust lawsuits from Europe's independent aftermarket, I imagine.
Right, exactly.
Here is where it gets really interesting, though. Moving from legislation to what's actually hitting the streets right now, we're seeing two very different philosophies.
Yeah, take the BYD Atto 2, for example. This
Yeah.
represents the tech giant philosophy with total vertical integration. BYD builds almost everything in-house.
Right.
It uses this super safe LFP blade battery that literally passes nail penetration tests without catching fire. Inside, it even features a quirky, smartphone-inspired rotating screen.
It's wild that the BYD builds everything in-house, but that also makes me think about the repair side. If that proprietary screen breaks, or you need a specific BYD battery module, are you going to be stuck waiting on their specific supply chain?
Yeah, that is the trade-off.
Contrast that with the Leapmotor B05.
Right. Leapmotor is taking a totally different route by relying on European synergy through a joint venture with Stellantis. It's rear-wheel drive,
Mhm.
and they tuned its handling at Italy's historic Balago proving grounds.
Oh, so tapping into that legacy automotive engineering.
Exactly. They are aiming for a planted European driving dynamic, but fundamentally, they are plugging into an existing legacy network of parts and engineering.
Which ties right back to our dying traditional mechanic. You have one car trying to pull you into a highly integrated proprietary ecosystem, and another trying to plug into the traditional repair network.
It is a really fascinating split in how companies see the future.
So, for you listening, if you want to ensure your next vehicle doesn't just become a disposable brick, here is a highly useful buying checklist. Always verify your next car has independent diagnostic access for your local shop.
Right. That is absolutely crucial.
And make sure it uses a modular battery design, not some sealed proprietary box that no one is allowed to touch. Thank you so much for joining us on today's deep dive.
And as you start thinking about that next purchase, I'll leave you with this to ponder. If our future vehicles are essentially just modular shells where we constantly swap out battery blocks and update the software, at what point during a couple of decades of part swapping does it actually stop being the car you originally bought?